are literally thousands of Doctor Who fan theories out there, ranging from the sensible to the ludicrous. If nothing else, they're all pretty fun to read. In some rare cases though, these theories would be an improvement over what actually happened. So with that in mind, I'm Ellie with Who Culture, here with 10 Doctor Who fan theories better than what we got. Number 10. The Lupari are from Barcelona. Okay, let's start with the silly one. The Lupari were introduced in Flux as the dog-faced protectors of the human race. No, literally, they had the faces of dogs. That wasn't an insult. While it's revealed that the Lupari have sworn to protect humanity, their exact origins are never revealed. Enter this incredible fan theory that references the final episode of the very first series of New Who. As the 9th Doctor is about to regenerate, he asks Rose if she wants to visit Barcelona. Not the city of Barcelona, but the planet of Barcelona. He remarks that the world is home to dogs with no noses, before laughing about how many times they must hear that joke. The presence of alien dogs clearly got one Reddit user thinking, who suggested that those noseless hounds were early ancestors of the Lupari. Barcelona the football team was even mentioned in the Halloween Apocalypse, the episode which introduced Carvanista, a member of the Lupari race. This revelation wouldn't have changed anything major, but it would have been a nice nod back to the early days of Doctor Who's revival. Number 9. Clara is Jenny. Jenna Coleman turned up as 2 other people before appearing in her best-known guise of Clara Oswald in Series 7. This led to rampant speculation that she was more than just an ordinary schoolteacher. While the truth was revealed in the name of the Doctor, there were tons of amazing theories floating around prior to this point, including that Clara was another Time Lord, a personification of the universe, or even the TARDIS itself. But the one we like the most is the one involving the Doctor's daughter. Jenny was created by a cloning machine in Series 4 as the genetic replication of the Doctor. After earning her father's trust, she is shot and presumed dead. She then sort of regenerated, coming back to life and stealing a spaceship just like her dear old dad did. And then she was never seen again. Having her change her face after regeneration and track down her father under the name Clara would have been a terrific way to reintroduce Jenny. But Clara ended up being someone who jumped in the Doctor's time stream instead. Number 8. The sonic screwdriver is overloaded. The sonic screwdriver has been the Doctor's greatest and least trustworthy ally across its long existence. Debuting all the way back in 1968, the screwdriver is used to unlock doors, scan stuff, and for basically everything else that the Time Lord wants it to do. Or more accurately, what the writers want it to do. The Doctor's over-reliance on the tool has become a real bugbear within the Who fan community. Equally, the trope of the screwdriver breaking at an inconvenient time has become a tiresome way to artificially generate drama. But what if these two things are linked? That's what one fan thinks over on Reddit. They suggest that the screwdriver has had so many different alterations made to it over the years that it's now overloaded, and as a result, it works on an extremely inconsistent basis. Now, it would be great if this were true, and it really makes sense as a theory. Equally, any answer as to why the device is all powerful one minute and then broken the next would be a welcome addition to the show's canon. Number 7. Why the Reapers never appear. A major continuity gripe over the years has been the disappearance of the Reapers after Series 1's Father's Day. These flying scorpion monsters appear when Rose causes a paradox by saving her dad's life. The beasties begin devouring everything in sight in an attempt to sterilize the resulting wound in time. There have been many other paradoxes in Doctor Who since then, but no rock-solid explanation as to why the Reapers have never reappeared. However, plenty of fan theories have explained away their absence in a satisfying way. One of the main theories claims that the Reapers aren't automatically dispatched to the scene of a paradox. They're just animals who feast on time energy, going from place to place hunting for their next meal. The analogy of a shark in bloodied water is fitting. If a fish is injured and sharks are nearby, it'll get eaten. But if none are around, then it will survive. So basically, the Doctor has been incredibly lucky to not attract any Reapers throughout their journeys. Now, it is a flimsy explanation, but it's better than what we got, which is nothing. Number 6. The TARDIS is synced with Gallifrey. For someone who's supposed to be the last of the Time Lords, the Doctor sure has met a lot of them. Rassilon, Omega, the Rani, the Master, they turn up all over the place. And the funny thing is, the Doctor always seems to meet them in chronological order. Why is this? Well, Steam Delta on Reddit thinks that they have the answer. The reason relies heavily on the Eye of Harmony, a singularity at the centre of Gallifrey. We've also seen that an Eye of Harmony exists inside the TARDIS too. So what if this allows anyone with a TARDIS, like the Doctor and the Master, to be synced with Gallifreyan time. This would explain why the Doctor always meets other Time Lords in the correct order. Compare that to River Song, who always meets the Doctor out of order, and that's because she doesn't use a TARDIS. It's a bit techno-babbly, but it's a really cool explanation for how time works in the Doctor Who universe. Number 5. The Master is the Timeless Child. The reveal that the Doctor is the Timeless Child caused a fair few complications with Doctor Who lore. It was also a baffling decision to completely change a backstory that worked fine and that everybody liked, but hey ho, it's done now. One way to actually improve the twist is a theory that has been suggested ever since The Timeless Children aired in early 2020, that the Master is the Timeless Child, not the Doctor. It would be perfectly in character for the Master to have lied to the Doctor about something as monumental as this. The Master, after all, is a dick. It would also explain why the character keeps coming back time and time again despite facing certain death almost every time they appear. It would also give a compelling reason for why the Master reverted to his bad old self after Missy's redemption arc. The Master, an egotistical nutcase, discovering that he's actually a godlike being from a different universe? Of course he'd want to laud his superiority over the Doctor, while also feeling angry and betrayed that the Time Lords kept the secret from him. Look, the Timeless Child concept has problems no matter which character you go with, but the Master version is a lot better if you ask us. Number 4. River Song blew up the TARDIS. The arc of Series 5 is about the Doctor's greatest enemies teaming up to put him in a prison called the Pandorica. Their reasoning is a lot more selfless than you might think, as they have all received word that the TARDIS is going to explode, taking a considerable toll on the universe when it does so. See, they're all nice guys, really. Turns out that it was the dastardly Silence who were responsible for the TARDIS explosion, as they were trying to prevent the Doctor from reaching Trenzalore and inadvertently causing the Time War 2. The precise details of how they managed to blow up the TARDIS were never revealed, even though a solution was right there in front of Mr. Moffat. What if one of the Silence creatures was on board the TARDIS during the Pandorica opens, and was using its powers of post-hypnotic suggestion to brainwash River into blowing the machine up? It's a theory that could definitely be true, but was never explicitly stated. Considering that River was conceived on board the Blue Box, maybe destroying it would have gotten a bit too weird for her. Number 3. Regenerations build up energy over time. The Doctor's regenerations have varied wildly over the years. In the early days of the show, his face changed with very little fuss. However, after its 2005 revival, regenerations became huge spectacles of light and sound, often destroying the TARDIS in the process. Reddit user Skunk Waffle has a theory for why this might be. They suggest that regenerations build up energy over time. As the Doctor reaches the end of their regeneration cycle, their transformations become more and more spectacular as more energy is released every single time. There's even an answer as to why 11 into 12 was such a low-key change. The Doctor had just used his regeneration energy to destroy the Dalek ship, so he had very little left while inside the TARDIS. And similarly, on that same note, he'd just been given a whole new cycle of regenerations, and so technically this was his first regeneration of that new cycle. Another cool theory as to why modern regenerations are more explosive than classic ones is because the Time Lords weaponized them during the Time War. So when a Time Lord suffers a fatal injury, at least they might be able to take a couple of Daleks with them. Number 2. The Peter Cushing Doctor is a Torchwood agent. Though the two Peter Cushing Doctor Who movies from the 1960s aren't canon with the show, that hasn't stopped fans from trying to work them into Doctor Who lore with some impressively creative theories. One of the best of these is the idea that the Cushing Doctor is actually a Torchwood agent who, like Jackson Lake in the next Doctor, suffered some sort of memory problem that made him believe he was the Doctor, even scavenging together some sort of alien tech to build his own TARDIS. It's also been suggested that the Cushing Doctor is an older version of the Meta-Crisis Doctor, who loses his mind with grief after Rose is killed while out on a mission. He loses his memories but retains his scientific know-how, adopting this new identity to cope with the pain. Yeah, they're pretty dark theories, but watching the Cushing movies with something like this in mind gives them so much more weight. If nothing else, it would be cool to see them folded into Doctor Who canon somehow. Number 1. The Weeping Angels are dead Time Lords. First introduced in the excellent episode Blink, the Weeping Angels are truly sneaky assassins that can only move when they're unobserved. Nobody actually knows where they came from, at least according to the Doctor, but some have theorized that they actually share a link with the TARDIS's best pilot. No, not River. One idea suggests that the Angels are actually Time Lords in one form or another. In some theories, they're from the distant future, sent backwards through time by a cosmic event. In other explanations, becoming an angel is what happens to a Time Lord when they die. Both entities are ancient, both use the energy of time to live, and both are known and revered across the universe. The angels are even referenced when the Time Lords return in the End of Time. I mean, just look at how those Time Lords are standing with their hands covering their faces. It's not entirely out of the question that they're actually one and the same. Some argue that revealing too much of the angels' backstory would kill their mystique, and yeah, that's probably true. But just imagine the chills you'd feel if a theory like this was ever actually confirmed. And that concludes our list. Now, if you know of any cool theories, then do let us know in the comments below. And while you're there, don't forget to like and subscribe and tap that notification bell so you never miss a Who Culture video again. Also, head over to Twitter and follow us there, and Instagram as well. And I can be found across various social medias just by searching Ellie Littlechild. Don't forget to also look out for Sean Ferrick and Down the Meeks too. I've been Ellie with Who Culture, and in the words of Riversong herself, goodbye, sweeties.